Hi, we're here to talk about an organization that's going to be losing some funding in our community. And we are here with Kate from CAP Services Family Crisis Center to share with us a little bit more information about what's happening with the Family Crisis Center and some of the funds that they are going to be losing this upcoming year. So Kate, can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on there and how this is going to impact so many people in our community?
Yeah, so currently we receive a majority of our funding from VOCA, which is the Victims of Crime Act. That's a federal fund. The Crime Victim Fund is what supplies that funding, which is dispersed then to all the states, which then is dispersed to victim service providers such as the Family Crisis Center with CAP Services. And this year ends our grant cycle. So come October 1st of 2024, we are looking to lose about 76% of our funding.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that reduction really comes from that federal fund, which I just said, the Crime Victim Fund, which is supplied by fines paid by criminals. So it's not taxpayer dollars. It's not like a partisan issue right now. It's a fund that is been depleted over the last about 3 years, so they just don't have the funds to disperse like they have in the past. And that change really comes from different things in the justice system. So the way cases maybe are prosecuted, a lot of counties and states have more significant deferred prosecution agreement type programs. So right now, those fines are just not being replenished like they had been like in the early 2000s. So now they're having to reduce that funding, which they disperse out to the states. So Wisconsin is, as the state is receiving a much lower amount that they can then disperse to the victim service providers throughout the state of Wisconsin. So right now, we currently receive actually just over $1 million a year for our funding, and that includes all 3 counties. So we provide services in Portage, Wapaka, and Washera counties, plus we operate a 24-hour shelter, staffed, and we never close. So that's our largest source of funding by a lot. Mm-hmm. So right now, like I said, we receive over $1 million in funding a year. That's being reduced to we can only apply for $250,000. Wow. So we're going to be looking, like I said, at that like 76% reduction come October 1st.
And how is that going to affect the families and people that are coming to you guys for help?
Yeah, it's going to have a significant impact in our community. We're committed to keeping shelter open as well as like the outreach offices. However, we're just not sure how that's going to look, and there's going to need to be some really tough decisions made, and our capacity likely will look a lot different than it has for the last 6 years in this community. So the support we can provide to families experiencing that are in crisis, that have been victims of crime, children that have been victims, the support we can provide, especially when it comes to outreach services and providing that support at court or all the different judicial systems and systems that a victim and survivor has to navigate. And usually those are years, those processes can be years. So.
Yeah, that is devastating. And when I heard about this, I knew that as an organization that helps people with housing and people buying and selling every day, thinking of as someone who doesn't have the opportunity to go somewhere when they're in a situation where they have nowhere else to turn, like that just really struck me.
Yeah.
And so that's why this year we are focusing on Luke Day as one of you guys being our beneficiary of that fundraiser. So for you guys all out there, Luke Day is an organization, our event that we hold every year. It is going to be May 19th at Iverson Park from 11 to 3. We have over 100 baskets. We're going to have free food, bounce houses, things like that. So it's going to be a day of fun, and so the community can come together, and hopefully we can raise some money for the Family Crisis Center and CAP services to continue to provide those services to the families in need. So please come down May 19th. Kate, thank you so much for sharing this with us, because this is really something that could devastate so many families. And so we want to be there to help support as well. So if you guys want to be a sponsor for the event, please call our office, 715-997-9600, if you want to donate a basket. Otherwise, definitely mark your calendar to be there on May 19th, Iverson Park, 11 to 3.